Hello everybody, my name is Cal McCritchie, aka Scott Meyer, and welcome to the final chapter of The Letter. So, we are playing as this jerk face with a god complex named Lucille Michel Luke Wright. So now, it's October 29th, Saturday. And where will this story go? Well, it's gonna be a butterfly effect from here on out. Okay, so this is gonna be... Okay. A lot of this depends on the events that came prior. So Luke's kind of a victim here. How ironic on his part. Hee hee ha ha. Right. I don't know how many hours it's gonna take to get to the end. But it can't be long now. Not after we come this far. That's the end game, everybody. Let's see what happens. Here we go. I have tea. I'm gonna drink it. Mansion bedroom. A wimboe, 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 a wimboe. In the mansion, a god mansion, the rich swine sleep tonight. In the mansion, the god mansion,
with me,
the
darling.
rich swine sleeps tonight.
Of course. Anything for you, sunshine.
There is no way I can leave her side without feeling guilty. Besides, what sort of husband and father would I be if I don't take care of her when she's sick? Not that I'm too confident about what I can do on my own. I'm not trained for this sort of thing. Even if I've experienced similar scenarios before, I might still have it all wrong. I've already called our personal physician along with the obstetrician. I've never heard that word before. Obstetrician, who knew of her pregnancy for a house call in the morning. We'll have to go on from there. I don't like to think about it, but I can still remember the doctor's instructions on how I take care of my mother while she was ill. Provide a safe space for her to rest. Check. Let her lie on her side so she doesn't choke. Check. Loosen tight clothing and let her breathe. Check. Keep calm and don't panic. While I'm having a bit of trouble with that one, aren't I?
Do you want any water? Something to nibble on, perhaps? I can call for something to be brought up. Soup would be good, right?
I'm fine, Luke. Don't you worry. I'm just a little sick, but I'll get better.
Soon enough. A pained look crosses her face, and more than anything, I wish I could take away the pain she feels now. When she beckons me to come closer, to hold her in my arms, who am I to say no? Aww. He wears his suit in bed. I know this is romantic and all, but does he just wear the same suit every day, or does he have like a rich suit for bed? He has a rich suit for bed, rich suit for the afternoon and the morning and the evening. Sorry, I mean this is intimate and great, but the idea that he wears the same suit even in bed. Sorry, that's really funny. Okay. Okay. Anyway. I take room for her to breathe, no matter how much of an uncomfortable position it puts me in. As long as she's comfortable, she's alright. Her scent is enough to bring me at ease. Golden flowers, marigolds, buttercups, and daffodils. I'm not sure if she smells this way because I surround us with them or when I can, or because she's wearing the perfume I gave her last Christmas. I gave her my heart.
There we go. Now, are we comfy?
She nods her head weakly, a smile barely making its way on her lips. I'd be ready to fulfill any request she has. Anything to make this easier for her. Anything to make her happy. But when she next speaks, I can hear my breath catch in my throat.
Sing me a lullaby.
Oh,
A lullaby? Of course, I can do that.
I know I've done so many things in my lifetime that would justify a horrible end. But not Hannah. She doesn't deserve this. How she puts up with him, I think he needs her more than she needs him, if I'm to be honest. This is not far too horribly familiar. To find myself in bed, clutching reverently to an ill-beloved, wishing it isn't real and hoping it doesn't get any worse. To find myself screaming at a god I've long abandoned and forgotten. Ooh, too deep. Not her. Not again, Taker, you bloody rule! To have a lullaby shared, so that we can forget the pain and the fear.
Hush, my darling, don't say a word. I'm gonna catch you a mockingbird.
I can hear her breathing, laugh, as though she doesn't tell me to stop. If this amuses her, then that's fine. But her breathing soon evens itself out. A good thing, too. Aw, look at that little purry smile. It's only it would have been easy for me. I certainly don't envy her, but I don't particularly like how my mind runs right now. Battered and frayed, clutching at straws and asking myself if I'm really let myself fall apart at this moment. It's alarming just how the thought of losing her could break me, pregnant or not.
And if that mockingbird don't sing, I'm gonna get you a diamond ring.
I've already lost my mother, the only other woman I've truly loved in my life. Without knowing then, as a young man, that wounded a great part of me. I am aware now that I am scarred, for lack of a better term. And if anything ever happens to Hannah, well, I don't know what I'd do after the fact. Would the loss drive me insane? Would I become mad and swear bloody vengeance on a world that deserves less than her? Would I end up drowning in sorrow and guilt until I end up drinking one night and figuring a bullet is a good way to go? Or perish the thought, would I become like my father? One who had no further love for anything, not others or even object or self. The vainglorious muggle that worked and worked for the same of succeeding in the search of happiness would work that would never come.
And if that diamond ring turns brass, we're gonna go to fields of grass.
For a long while I was that man, wasn't I? Pursuing gold and glory and nothing else. Bloody hell. I even started courting Hannah for the money her family had. She was a mark to be attained. But she was just so bright. Forgive me there, God. I don't mean intelligent, though she is certainly that too. No, she was bright in a manner, that she could bring such sunshine to anyone's dreary life. I thought I would need to put on a mask with her, just like all the others. But if anything else, she made it feel so constricting, suffocating, that I pulled off the mask on my own. I had wanted to be by myself around her, just as she was so willingly showing her real self to those around her. It wasn't some sudden realization. There was no eureka moment if that happened.
And in those fields where we roam, we'll take daffodils for our home.
We would meet up and talk about business. But then, those could only last for so long after a dozen dates. We ended up talking about other things, little things that didn't seem to matter so much. Inconsequential things that would one end up forgetting in the grand scheme of things. Good food, good music, dogs, the film we just saw, books we read while we were apart, and places we would want to go to. Things we weren't important suddenly are. It confused me so much. But I was happy. And at some point, I told myself that this was the woman I wanted to spend my life with. Then I'd forget that a lot. It was out of some misguided need to be my own person, to not be defined by anyone else. I refused to put her on a pedestal or to make her the center of my universe. Married or not, we were our own person at the end of the day. And I would forget to, at the very least, remember that she was there with me.
And if those daffodils die and we'll still have the home that we built.
Yeah, if you don't have one thing, you'll have another thing. How relevant. She made me better, but I am still me to an extent. Still a son of a bitch. That was something to prove. I forget it again and again, no matter how hard I try. I'll spend extra hours at the office or for something or another, to that favorable stocks to take care of a debt, something. Sometimes I'll even bring work home if I haven't gone to drink and destroy my liver. I'll flaunt the riches, some of which aren't even rightfully mine in the first place. Because this is how I prove myself, when I don't even have to prove myself to Hannah. Sometimes I wonder, had we met under different circumstances, had I grown up in a different way, would all this be any better? Would we be any happier?
Good night, my sunshine.
Now there's a thought.
Mommy, what happened? You were wiggling and shaking, and you wouldn't stop even if I was shouting.
A younger Luke.
I'm so sorry I shouted at you, Mommy.
Shh, don't cry. My little ball of sunshine's not supposed to cry, is he? Don't you worry. Mommy is just a little sick, but she'll get better.
Oh dear.
I've got a new job now, and I can get medicine again, okay? And we'll buy some bread pudding too while we're at it.
Please don't do that again, Mommy. It's scary.
It's okay. I'm here. You've got nothing to fear. But you have to be brave too, Lucille. Even when I'm not around, be brave.
I choke back a scream and wake up in a cold sweat. With my heart pounding in my ears, it takes a while to remember where I am. In the dark and cold of the room, one can't fault me for feeling ill at ease. It isn't as bright as the penthouse, and the renovations didn't little to change how old it feels. We've been here for less than a week. It'll be a bit more time to adjust. It's hard to feel cozy, though, when I'm bloody freezing. Nudging the lip of fabric next to me, I sigh.
It's cold. Don't hug the sheets, Hannah.
She always did this, though. It hardly bothers me. Growing up, I was lucky to have something to use as a mattress. I'm the only one who grew up accustomed to Egyptian cotton with a thread count of 800. Besides, the warmth that Hannah exuded on her own is usually enough to keep me sleeping through the night. The temperature tonight must be something else, with how chilly it is right now. I must be considerate. After all, this poor dear is ill, though I loathe to think about what had just transpired.
Don't make me pull those sheets off you. That blanket is large enough to cover an elephant. You need to share.
It takes a while.
What was that, honey? Apologies. I'm just in the loo, so if you can give me a moment.
There's no sign that they'll be moving where they lie. With care, I go for a knife hidden under the side of my bed. It would be foolish of me to instigate anything while I'm unarmed, after all. Okay, he keeps a knife in case someone's around, right? To pull back the covers would be a more difficult affair, because reaching out to uncover who was underneath, I have to prepare for anything and assume the worst. If I so much as see the nozzle of a gun, there's going to be a murder tonight. I know they say not to bring a knife to a gunfight, but I think I can stick a blade in his liver faster than he can point and aim. I see the rise and fall of the sheets. though it could be mistaken as the fault of the breeze. I hear their breathing. A great sense of foreboding comes over me, making me hesitate with my plan. I should just get Hannah and myself out of here, not look back and let security handle it. That's what they're there for. Or maybe I should just man up. There's no way I'm risking the chance that inaction will put Hannah in danger. But what's the worst that could happen, right? I've no reason to be afraid. There's no bogeyman under the bed, no monster in my closet. If anything, these scares things would be afraid of me. Right? I grab a fistful of sheets and throw them aside. It's the ghosty. Nothing. Nothing but a bunch of pillows stare back at me. Must be my imagination. I'd rather not think I'm going mad. I could very well be the stress getting to me. All this drama with Hannah. I've been doing well all these years. But still the world goes on, even if one cannot. But I must go along with it. I suppose a day off or two tomorrow wouldn't hurt. Rest aside from a few hours of sleep would be welcome more then. But I can't shake off the unease. I dare say that I feel afraid, irrationally so, that something will come creeping and crawling from under the bed, even while I lay back and close my eyes. October 30th, Sunday. The odd dreams don't linger, thankfully. But with the morning comes another disturbance. Both too loud and too sharp for my tastes. And I have very fine tastes. When the piercing rings of a doorbell reaches over even the bedroom, I'm very much inclined to think the person who built this place lacks any sense on it. Perhaps the only good thing in this is that the ruckus has chased away the needling guilt that last night's commotion is only temporarily. Still, it's a bloody annoying distraction. I can tell already that it's going to be a long day. It hasn't even started. Before the racket even lasts another minute, I'm just peeling myself off the bed and heading straight for the main door. In my fabulous pajama suit. There will be murder today, but this doesn't let up. How quaint. It seems everything in this blasted universe is intent on getting on my nerves as of late.
Gordon Bennett! Only a Nancy would knock at such an ungodly hour!
In the first place, I shouldn't be the one doing this. This is why I hired a valet. For God's sakes.
Where's that damn butler when I need him?
I'll be honest, if only for today. With the mansion this quiet at this hour in the morning, it's easy to believe those little ghost stories might be real. But the only horror here is the news Hannah has brought forth yesterday, and the very idea of me being a father. Neither the deafening silence nor the biting chill spreading across every room in the place. My wife is pregnant. Bloody bollocks. There's no place for fear when another set of problems already burns the fuel. So I wait for another second. With no butler still calls my answer, I simply yank the doors open myself, perhaps with more force than needed. It's Zachary! That's right, Zachary came to visit. Anyway. Alright, what do you have to say?
You! Again! It's bloody 6 in the morning! What the hell is it now?
Listen, sir, I know this is not a good time.
Oh, it's not a good time! Did you even check the clock before coming here? I bet you didn't!
This is still my home! My rules also apply to this place, as much as Hannah's do. As simple as that.
Unlike you, the ones living in this house need to sleep.
It just so happens it's also a person I will never take a liking to. No need for remorse.
Come back when people are actually awake, or I'll call security on you.
I can't believe I'm playing as a racist guy. He continues shouting even as I clam the door in his face. Some nonsense about the news lately, though I don't understand most of it. However, with the closed doors muffling the better part of it, with no ears to listen, his tirade doesn't last too long. I'll need to end that here for a moment. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time. That, or I'll probably just edit this together.